Okay, so here we've got a question involving a circle, and when we read the information, it's flower garden shaped circle, diameter remember is all the way across the circle through the centre, and John wants to put a fence in around the edge, so he's going around the edge of the circle, which means he's talking about the circumference, and the fencing costs £1.80 per metre. Work out the total cost. So that means we need to know how far the circumference is of this circle. So we should have some formulas in mind. So for a circle, we know the area is equal to pi r squared, and the circumference is equal to pi d. You're either remembering that through things like the songs, pi r squared sounds like area to me. When I need the circumference, I'll just use pi d. Or you've got lots of other ways of trying to remember these, but it's important you do. Circles is a popular question in the exams, even if it's part of a circle, a sector, or a quadrant, a quarter of a circle, semicircles, all different types of shapes. So we're trying to work out the circumference, so we need the diameter, and one of the useful things for writing the formulas down is it kind of tells us what we need. So the circumference is pi times the diameter. Well, they've told us in this question that the diameter is 5 metres, so it's pi times 5. So on our calculators, we can work that out. So pi button times 5 equals 15.71. So 15.71 metres. And the question was about finding the cost of the fencing, and they're telling us that it's £1.80 per metre. So the cost is going to be the 15.71. Now here we've got to be careful because it's saying the fencing cost is £1.80 per metre. Now shops technically will not let you buy the fencing in less than metre chunks, so it depends on how you want to try and argue this question. To me, we should be thinking that we'd need to buy 16 metres, but we'll do it both ways. We'll cover ourselves for the exam. So we'll do 15.71. Now I've put in 15.71 here, but I didn't delete the number from my calculator because it's obviously I'm going to use that somewhere, so I'm going to say times the £1.80, so we get £28.27. So remember, money has to be in proper format, so £28.27. Now we say it with the pence, but we do not write the p. It's proper money notation with 2 decimal places for the pennies. Cover ourselves though, because say in real shops you'd have to buy whole meters. So whole meter lengths. So technically we should be arguing that it's 16 times £1.80 is actually going to be the cost that we'd be buying. So 16 times £1.80 is £28.80. So basically either of these two answers would be acceptable as long as you're justifying why you've done the 16 in terms of the whole length, or if you've done that, then that would be the exact cost of the fencing that you'd use, but not the cost that you'd actually pay. So either of those two answers would be acceptable for the final answer mark there. Again, just important, isn't it? Remember the formulas. They don't give you a lot of formulas, so it's worth learning the ones that you use regularly, like circles and sectors and trigonometry and various other things, Pythagoras. And then you can apply them quite quickly to put numbers in with a calculator. Quite a straightforward question.